Yeah.
Alright, kids, we're back because YouTube decided it wanted to die on me, so.
Set the microphone. Watch now. Jordan Rotary JW Live Friday the 13th Live Part 2 because YT died.
Yeah, because YouTube died. YouTube did it on me.
Yeah, let's see if it comes on again. Oh, I saw that one.
Well, it started listening to it, and then you spoke, and then it just stopped.
Nice vibrate.
Anyway. Alright, hello, everyone. Yeah, the YouTube app decided to die on my phone for no reason, so I had to restart the stupid.
It's Michael Rose in here.
Yeah. Good God, that microphone is really sensitive. It really picks up that hard drive. Jeez. Alrighty, anyway, we're outside here. My phone is extremely sticky from having those otter pops, so that was lovely.
Play outside.
Because I'm outside to play.
Alright. Does it have it work? Yes, Windows XP. What?
What?
Oh, Windows Vista. It's there, so it must be corrupted. I can't check with a USB. I think I broke the disk because it won't access anything.
Rip.
Let's see, Crystal Disk Info, does that work?
No. Well, anyway, there's nothing in here that I can think of I could use. So I'm gonna just switch rooms here. Anywho, we're gonna go ahead and just take the wonderful Patrick with us here. I can't do anything still with the Power Mac G3. I need to buy some peripherals for it. I'm gonna be keeping my eye out on ADB keyboards and a mouse and whatnot. I'm gonna see if I can buy me a Mac OS 8 disc for this. Probably 8.1 or 8.5. Probably 8.5 actually, because that'd just be the easiest disc to get a hold of. What's up?
You have 2 live streams right now.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm really rolling.
Yes. No, you're walking.
Yeah, that is true. I'm only walking. I'm not rolling. I mean, I could roll, but that'd be really uncomfortable on the concrete ground right now. That would just hurt. So yeah.
You want to know something? I was born Friday the 13th.
Cool. What a Friday the 13th joke.
HP keyboard. It's not a keyboard, it's a keyboard.
I love keyboards.
Yeah, it's hard drive. It won't work. I can't
All right, well, let's pick a system here that we can take inside. I already done stuff with the HP A250N, so it doesn't count.
grab the HP A1477C.
Sure could. It's right there.
Oh, I see it. It's hidden.
Hidden in your anus. Now, so.
Oh, yep. It just stopped.
Well, you guys might end up having to take a trip to the freezer once they get back inside, because my phone's like so freaking hot right now. My phone's like.
It started buffering, so it's potato quality.
Yeah, my phone's getting like super hot right now, so that's probably why.
We're gonna occur in August again.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and dig out the pavilion here, so give me just a moment.
Oh, you're actually gonna grab it. Where's the small HP at?
What do you mean?
I don't know what.
Which one were you wanting?
You're not.
Which one were you wanting?
No, someone said, "Where's the small HP at?"
Oh, I bet you they're probably talking about the.
HP.
I think they're probably talking about either the 6735 or the A250N.
Well, someone said the late 90s HP, so they're probably one of those 6700s or 6000 series, if I had to imagine.
They're down here on the ground. I don't have them on the shelf, so. They used to be on the shelf. They used to be on the shelf. They're down there, but I obviously can't get to them, so. Anyway, let's see if I get this HP out of here. I almost thought about wanting to bring down the GX150 and put Windows 2000 on it.
Put Windows 9 on it.
Like that would run.
Yeah, I broke it. Come
Definitely.
on, really? Did you get the fucking Seagate hard drive?
Good job.
I didn't even do it yet. I let the hard drive sit.
Yeah, I think we'll run
For a month. This thing was working the other day.
For Christ's sake, so we can get out of here. Let me check on the stream, make sure it's actually still running here.
It's called Photoshop CC 2015 installed.
My phone is hot, but I am not. Well, it's like it's nearly 100 degrees inside this damn garage, so yeah. Oh yeah, the stream is glitching out like crazy, and the counter's not really working all that. Yeah, I bet it's probably terrible. It looks terrible on the viewfinder, so no surprise to anybody because I'm. Yeah. Well, it also doesn't help that I'm under tin roofing and tin blocks. Well, tin roofing will also block Wi-Fi signals, so that doesn't help. Let's bring in the 6630. I haven't used that in a while. Let's bring that in. Why not? I can dig it out from underneath the sack here. Yeah, we'll bring in the 6630. Why not? So, okay. So we're about to take a trip down, I don't know where the hell this camera's going lane. So you get to hear ear rape Patrick for a bit, probably. Everybody hear it. Alright, let's go bring you guys in the house here, and then you get to take a trip in the freezer so my phone doesn't overheat, because I remember the one time I got a temperature warning on my phone. It was like, it was screaming hot, so it was not fun. So, anywho, yeah, freezer cam, my favorite. Okay, I think Patrick died. He probably muted his mic. So let's grab the dew before I forget about it. And then we'll go set up the 6630. Don't spill my Mountain Dew on the process. That'll be good. Do the dew. No, that just sounds gross. Okay, anyway. Now what do you want? See, now you're just being a dork. What a dork. Dorky cat. Ow! 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 Okay, you're just being a dork. Ow! Ow! Cat's just being a cat. Anyway, in the freezer you guys go. If the stream dies, don't be surprised, but you shouldn't be in there too long.
Okay, what just happened?
Everybody's in the freezer.
Why?
Because I said that they're going in the freezer because the phone's like super duper hot. My pixel keeps going off with a bunch of messages. Okay. And away we go. So I'm going to shut down the... So I need to shut down the XW6600 so that way we can get the 6630 going here, so... Oh god. I just now come back and I see this really horrendously blurry picture. And then I see the Firefox, or... Oh, yeah. We got Windows XP not responding. That's pretty typical of Windows XP to not respond. We all know that.
That's a hard drive fault, not mine.
Sure it was the hard drive's fault. I'm sure it was.
It was running XP. I'm trying to put it back on. Crystal disk info more. Can't tell if the hard drive's bad.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put everybody in the YouTube audience right there, right next to the can of Mountain Dew, so it has a heat sink. Kind of. And of course the viewfinder on the stream is... Of course the viewfinder on the stream is stuttering, so that's going to help.
How many monitors do you have on that desk?
I have the two 1080p's there, and then I have the TV.
try that Explorer and see if that fixes.
Well, I actually have an idea. I'm gonna go ahead and take the phone out of the case because it's like the viewfinder's like stuttering hardcore right now.
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh my god, the whole phone's hot. Freezer, why you no work?
Do you have an ice bag?
Anyway.
Do you have an ice bag?
I believe I do. Hang on, let me go grab it.
Put it on an ice bag.
Fortunately for you, I got an extra thick one. I got the extra thick ice pack. Okay. So yeah, you guys are gonna take a quick little break here on the ice pack here. Hopefully I'm not muffling the audio when I do this. Already the viewfinder cleared up right away, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to read it my computer.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go and flip it around here, so get both sides chilled down here.
Yeah, I think I'm running here.
That's the one thing I don't like about my phone is it runs so fucking hot because it's got the Samsung version of the Apple A9 chip in it. It just runs so hot.
Samsung.
Yeah.
It still thinks it's running.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Windows Explorer is not responsive. It's running.
Okay, let me go. It's
still kind of busy.
well, at that point, it's just CenturyLink being CenturyLink. We all know that.
Oh, there you go. Now it's working well.
Yeah, I think it's just because the phone was getting really hot, so it was thermal throttling. That must have been what it was doing. I know this phone tends to thermal throttle hardcore. I know it does. Remember back in the days of iOS 11 when I had my bad battery and it was thermal throttling and that thing would just be like slideshow city. It
I
was...
have 69% battery on my phone.
Oh, wait, what did that say? Hang on a second. Oh, you got a iFixit toolkit. That's cool. That's pretty cool.
I have 69% of battery left.
Perfect. The pixel's at 70. The pixel's at 75%, so you're not too far off.
My lock screen is too powerful.
What if it was one powerful?
Max file size is 8 megs.
Oof.
Change my wallpaper with it then.
Alright, let me get all this crap unplugged from the back of the XW6600, including unplugging the stupid power thing again, like I always seem to. Stay in the fucking outlet.
Why not?
This thing is being a pill, and of course that knocked the printer off.
Knock the printer off the desk.
So now I gotta wait for that to reinitialize, that's nice. No.
Really?
I love that chirping noise that I hear every once in a while. I hear like this occasional chirp. Like a smoke detector low battery thing that you always hear.
It's dying.
Just like you. But we all knew that
Yes,
already.
sir. It's like my computer because it still hasn't come back on.
Huh. Alright, well the XW6600 is all unplugged, and honestly it's going to go right back underneath my desk, so that can stay out for the moment. Like, I don't know what it is about the XW6600, but it doesn't care what operating environment it's in, it just works.
Put it in the fridge.
It'd probably run in the fridge. Well, of course it'd run in the fridge. That ice pack actually feels really good right now. Anyway, let's get the 6630 all hooked up here. Last I knew, this was actually running Windows 95 OSR 2.5, I think.
I was about to get a Pavilion 6636.
Wonder what the differences are between those two.
Okay.
Was there any kind of difference between the two? Oh, okay.
I can't get. Oh, there we go.
I figured out. Oh goodness, excuse me. Good God. Mountain Dew. That's what it does. Anyway, let's see here. We'll go ahead and. Okay, he's both muted and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get the 6630 all hooked up here. And you're probably not going to be able to see it on the stream, which I'm going to have to apologize for ahead of time, but I have to do this with two hands, and most likely I'm going to knock the stupid power strip off again, like I always do. Or somehow manage to do. I think this card, yeah, this actually has an Ethernet card in it, so that's pretty nice. I forgot that this and the 6735, they both have Ethernet cards in them. Let's see here. We need the PS2 keyboard and mouse. What the hell those are? What is that? I see the sound cable, but of course. Alright, we'll plug that in. Let's plug the VGA in. Because VGA is kind of important on a computer this age. And then we can go in here. I don't remember what specs I even have in the 6630. Have you considered getting a tripod? I did have a tripod. Said tripod for the phone broke. So I no longer have a tripod for my phone. I've thought about buying a new one, a better quality one, but that's going to have to wait for now until I can justify reasoning for it. Excuse me. Honestly, when the iPad Pro comes in, the OtterBox case that it's going to be using, that'll act as my stand, and thus I don't have to worry about using my phone for streaming, for one thing, but secondly, the case will act as my little stand, which will be nice. I mean, I'm paying over $625 for the whole bundle, so it better work. So, anyway, so I believe we got it all hooked up here. It's all pretty much ready to go. Oops, I'll drop you guys. That might be nice. So let's see. Did you Windows crash on you? That's good English. Very good English. All right. Will the power light die on that? I guess the power light's dead. Because it ain't shining green no more. And it's still running Windows 95. Ha! How cool is that? Nice. I didn't even have to do anything to this thing. It just starts booting right up. What do you know? That was easy. God, I love HPs. That was the easiest thing I've ever had to do in quite a while. Not bad. It thinks it's a Pentium Pro with 128 megs of RAM. But this only has a 500 megahertz Celeron. And, yeah. This doesn't actually have two floppy drives. In fact, if I actually turn on the flashlight here, which it's not going to let me do for some reason. I don't know why. I guess because the... I think the flashlight on this is overheated or it's being dumb. So I guess I can't actually use this as a flashlight for some reason. I don't know why that is. Anyway, we'll let the Pixel serve flashlight duty here. There is no floppy drive. That is the hard drive. Because the hard drive in this machine is mounted where the floppy drive is, because I guess the original floppy drive went bad or something, and so the hard drive got mounted up there. Either that or it was a parts machine or something or another. And there's no hard drive caddy, so the hard drive was mounted where the floppy drive was, and the floppy drive's right there. So that's why that's the case, with the floppy drive being underneath the CDRW drive there. At least I think it's a CDRW drive. Yes, it is a CDRW drive. But I guess for some reason, the CMOS battery in this thing is still good, because it literally just booted up with no issues. I could not believe that. I could not believe that. That's incredible. Anywho, this has no drivers on it, so nothing looks good. I was trying to install this so that way I could actually fix the problem I was having with the compact Presario 6708, but that was back before I understood what the hell the vmm32.vxd file represented, so this installation was pretty pointless. But either way, the installation still went successfully. As you can see, it's running Windows 95 just fine. It just needs drivers. And honestly, this would actually make a pretty responsive Windows 95 PC. If I'm being honest, it would actually work pretty well. But anywho, we're just going to go ahead and turn off Active Desktop real quick. Load Windows ME on it. I already have the 6735. That already runs Windows Millennium Edition, so there's no point in having Windows Millennium Edition on this machine as well. There's no point. And besides, the other system already has 128 megs of RAM in it. This one has the same amount in it too, but there's no point in having two Windows Millennium Edition computers, honestly. Load 98 on. I could load 98 on there. I have nothing against that. I have to remember where my CD is, but I think I've got a CD for Windows 98 somewhere. And I believe the CD-ROM drive is being detected by this computer. Yes. Yes, indeed it is. Okay, good. I believe it still has Internet Explorer 4 on it, if this mouse would work. Yeah, it still has IE4 on it. That's pretty interesting. So, yeah. I'm actually curious, does this actually detect the Ethernet card? I doubt it. Yeah, PCI Ethernet controller didn't detect it. No surprise there. I actually have an Ethernet card up on the shelf, new in box, or at least it was new in box. I think it's been opened and used before, but I believe this networking card actually works with Windows 95 all the way up through Windows XP. It's just a 100 megabit card, but it works with anything from, I believe, Windows 95 all the way up through Windows XP and even through Windows 7. It's just a PCI adapter, so nothing fancy. But I believe it would probably work. It's just a shame that the power LED stopped working. I'll have to look in the case and see if it just got disconnected or something. But maybe the LED finally went bad. I don't know. I mean, it's still running, so that's a good sign. But I don't know what's up with the power LED. It doesn't really bum me out that much. This machine I got for free, so I can't complain. So it is what it is. So anyway, my phone's getting like super duper hot once again. And I mean, it's very hot. Try XP on it. It does have 128 megs of RAM, so I could. I think I got a XP Service Pack 1 disc somewhere. I think. Let me see if I can find my XP disc here. Let's see, move this RAM out of the way. All the out of the way. There it is. So yes, I have a Windows XP Service Pack 1 CD here. It's a Dell disc, but it'll work just as well. Assuming that it actually installs a full copy of Windows XP. I remember that I tried this on my Inspiron and it installed this like half installed version of XP on there. So, I don't know. Oh. Of course the CD-ROM drive never wants to freaking work here. Come on. Just let me open the fucking CD-ROM drive. Quit being a dick. Thank you. Fucking hell. Okay. Probably has bad belts in it, if I had to guess. Anywho, as you can see, it is spinning, and it's probably going to give me an error because I'm running in Windows. Oh no, it actually opened. Huh. I didn't think this program actually worked on Windows 95, but I guess it's because I'm on OSR 2.5, so I guess that makes sense. Alright, let's install Windows XP in 16 colors. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, this is going to be bad. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god, the font is terrible. Oh no. We got an illegal operation. God damn it. We're so close. We're so close. Anyway, let's go ahead and restart. I'll just let it boot off the CD here. It should boot right off the CD. Beep. Yep. Press any key. And there we go. There we go. All right, we'll get Windows XP setup going here. Again, this is Service Pack 1. I'm doing that for a reason. I could install Service Pack 3 if I really wanted to, but there's no point. It's on a 500 megahertz Celeron with 128 megs of RAM, so it's probably not going to run all that great to begin with, and it would run even worse if I was running it with Service Pack 3, so it is what it is. This is going to take a couple minutes to start up here. Just booting up off CD. Runs very good. Looks like a kid had 4 crayons and colored the logo. Yeah, that's what happens when you try to run the setup in 16 colors. Doesn't quite work very well. Oh, I love this. I love this. Okay, what? I love this. I get a comment that says chat not working. On what? I'm going to assume that it was my old... Hang on a second. Let me pull it up here on the Pixel. Like, seriously? I have just got to see this. Hang on. It's not loading. Of course, it's not going to load because YouTube's just being dumb. Yep, starting Windows. Come on, YouTube, load already. God damn it. Why is this taking so long? Alright, well, while this loads, let's go ahead and get with XP set up here. Windows XP licensing agreement. We all definitely read that. Windows 95, FAT32. We're not going to use that. We're going to delete that partition. And we're just going to do a full NTFS quick format. That'll be fine. I couldn't sign in. Try moving and re-adding your account on this device. Really? Anyway, I'm guessing that Android's just being Android and doesn't want to work, because that's just what Android loves to do, even though this is Android 8.1 Oreo. I'm not running the Android 9 beta on this at the moment, so we're just going to go and restart the phone. So restart here. Ooh, nice bug. Show the home screen layout before you restart. That's a nice design there, Google. Anyhow. Alright, we're looking good. I love this phone. It just starts up instantly, basically. And just like that, back into YouTube. And what do you know? It signs in first time. Typical Android. Yeah, chat not working. Well, I don't know what to tell you about that one, because I'm live right now, so if your chat's not working, you're probably going to have to either refresh the page or use a different device. That's just the reality of things. Oh yeah, I love it. This, where is it? This eBay ad, what is this? For this laughing hysterically emoji inside of the subject line. Like, really? Anyway. Let's go and hop back into a chat here. So that's doing its thing. iHeartRadio hates Chromecast. Why would you comment that on my video? Okay, that's what I want to know. Let me just show you this real quick. I just got this comment. It's not going to show up on Android until much later, of course, but I just got this comment that says iHeartRadio doesn't work on Chromecast or something like that. I was like, what the fuck? Why would you comment that? It's pointless. Oh, goodness me. Excuse me. Anyway. So, moving right along. You know, I actually have a fun fact for you guys about this computer. This is actually running on its factory original 10.2 gig hard drive. It still works just fine. HP used a Western Digital drive in this computer, and so I commemorate them, because this thing is still working brand freaking new. It's amazing. These 6000 series HP Pavilions were just built to last. And this is definitely no exception when it's got its original 10.2 gig hard drive in it, which still works just fine. Of course, actually, when I bought this machine, it was actually upgraded already to 128 megs of RAM. I didn't do that. It was already running with 128, so that was really nice. And ironically, this was actually running with Windows Millennium Edition. Chat working, had closed YouTube app. Oh, okay. Because I was getting your comments on my video here. Come on. I was getting your comments, so I don't know what was going on there, but whatever. Anyway. Yeah, I have this phone set up with Freedom Pop, so I'm going to give that a go on this phone. I'm going to see how well that works. I have the basics, whoops, whatever the button is, there we go. I have the basic service set up on this right now, so we'll see how well that works once I buy a SIM card, because I got to buy a SIM card for this, but that's only like, what, $7, so I'll probably get that SIM card ordered at some point today, and then I can activate this phone, and my God, my phone is hot. Why is it so hot? It's like burning my hand as I'm doing this. I don't know what the point is. Anyhow. It's like really hot in my room, so it's probably influencing my phone to run super duper hot here. Let's grab the ice pack. Let's pop it right back on the phone here. I think we need to get new ice packs because these ones smell like they're molding, which is lovely. Cool, that's a strong smell of mold. Oh my God. Ugh. These just smell awful. Of course, these are actually probably a couple of years old by this point, so it probably makes sense as to why they're doing that. Pretty much mostly spend their time in the freezer, so. Okay, well, let's... Well, it actually made my phone at least holdable. I can actually hold it now without burning my hand. So that's a good thing. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down here. Probably sit down on the case of the XW6600 because this thing just doesn't care. It's just... yeah. Alright, move that fan out of the way. There we go. Now the fan won't be blown right into the microphone. Alright, there we go. He's got stuff to do now, so he can't rejoin it. Alright, well, that's fine. Hewlett-Packard, expanding possibilities. Like browsing the internet. What a concept, right? Alright, press any key. I'm not going to do that because I don't have any key. And... ta-da! Windows XP Home Edition. Of course, this is Service Pack 1, so it has the green progress bar. Alrighty, we're on a roll. Not bad so far. I gotta fix the monitor here. There we go. So far, so good. It looks like the setup's actually running in 256 colors for some reason. It's not running in high color mode like it normally would. I wonder if that's just because of the driver support on Service Pack 1. Or maybe I just have a defunct CD, I don't know. What's the difference between Windows XP Professional and Home Edition? Yeah, an exciting new look. That's always funny to comment about. What's the difference between Windows XP Professional and Home Edition? Well, the biggest thing is, obviously, with Windows XP Professional, you can connect to domains and all that stuff, whereas you can't do that with Windows XP Home Edition. So that's one noticeable difference. Another thing is, I believe you can't do certain functions with Windows XP Home Edition that you can normally do in Windows XP Professional. I don't remember what they are particularly, but there are some subtle differences that actually make Windows XP Professional worth the price. And the biggest thing is being able to connect to some domains, some Windows NT domains, or Novell, or some other domain services or whatever, which Home Edition can't support. Fast and Furious arcade runs on Windows XP. That's interesting. Stay connected with friends and family. Your computer can now be a complete, easy-to-use communication center, so you can stay connected to your friends and family. Wow, really? I didn't know that. Windows XP enhances your ability to share photos and videos with your friends and family. You can easily download pictures from your digital camera into the My Pictures folder. Anyway. The new exciting features have expanded right-click menus and the all-new USB interface. Brand new! Wait, wasn't that Windows 98? I'm sorry, I can't think of what that was for. I think that was Windows 98 or something like that, like first edition, I think it was. Anyway. Yeah, I think it was Windows 98 first edition that started advertising USB support and such like that. Yeah, Windows 98, 20 years old. It's amazing to think that now. It really is. That's just amazing. Do you remember the video where blue screen for Bill Gates? Yep. That is the all too famous video. I'm going to go ahead and put this back in my case here real quick, so give me just one moment. Might have ear raped a couple people. Windows Movie Maker makes it easy and fun to capture, create, and share home movies. Movie Maker helps you easily create great home movies to share with friends and family and preserve your memories. With Movie Maker, you can just transfer movies from your analog or digital video camera to your computer and then put your favorite clips together, the ones you don't like, and music narration and size. Oh man, we gotta try the easiest Windows yet. Windows XP makes it easy to manage all of your information. We've enhanced the My Documents, My Pictures, and My Music folders to make them more useful. Now, whenever you open these folders, you'll also see any shortcuts to the most common tasks for documents, pictures, and music. Integrated support for non-functional anymore web publishing means that you can put your documents on the internet and get to them from any location. Man, that's important. I've been busy with work recently, so I could not watch a stream. Oh, that's okay. I mean, I've been busy with work too, because I work 9-hour shifts. And it takes me an hour to drive to work, and it takes me another hour to drive home. And then if I have to do anything else in between, it takes even longer. So believe me, like, an entire, 12 hours of my day, give or take, is spent just working and driving. So tell me about it. I know what you mean. Windows XP Home Edition not only starts faster than any previous version of Windows, but it also runs your programs more quickly and reliably than ever. If a program becomes unstable, you can close it without having to shut down Windows or lose any of your work, like you could readily do in Windows 98. Yeah. Well, that didn't really function in Windows Millennium anyway, because more than half the time you went to go close something, it didn't close. You had a computer for a while, you probably got it set out the way you like. Files are organized a certain way, you bookmarked a long list of favorite websites, and you've customized your desktop just the way you want it. Those personal settings will be wiped out when you buy a new computer with Windows XP. With the Files and Settings Transfer Wizard, it's simple to move your files and settings from one computer to another via your home network, a shared hard drive, or even floppy disks. Because floppy disks are the most productive thing ever. Especially when it comes to Windows XP computer. 95 and 98 was first PC and preschool first grade experience for veterans bought cheap HP Windows XP in Walmart 2002. I actually have, I know not everybody knows this, but I actually have a computer from 2003 that was a Walmart special. It was a compact Presario, and it still runs its factory original copy of Windows XP with Service Pack 1. So it's kind of my time capsule system of a Walmart special that sits in my computer collection. That's the only reason why I've kept it, is because it's the original compact installation. Well, it's HP, but it's compact branded, of course. So it's got a bunch of neat software on it from 2003. And the computer's only got 128 megs of RAM, so it runs really well, as we all know. Because, you know, Walmart specials. When I was little, like 2012. Wow, man, we're in the future. 2012, man. I cannot imagine living that far in the future. Just saying. Jesus. Anyway. We better connect to the web. It's never been easier, faster to get started. Man. We had dial-up in AOL. My man. Man, I remember back in 2002 we had dial-up as well. And we had to connect to what was it, like 33.6 back in the day, just so we can get our internet on our original iMac. Oh my god, that brings back so many memories. Oh my goodness, regional and language options. You can customize Windows XP for different regions and languages. Guess what? I don't have to do that, because I'm fancy. Alright, there we go. We'll just call this HP 6630. Good enough. Oh yeah, speaking of dial-up, there we go. We got to type in an area code. Huh. Funny. 509. Whoop. Number lock's not on. 509. And 509. Tone dialing. And then everything else is correct because this has a good CMOS battery in it somehow. Yeah. I didn't have AOL back in the day. I just used whatever, or we just used whatever local ISP we had at the time. I think it was GorgeNet that was providing our dial-up. We had a 33.6 connection, and that's what we used to connect to the internet on our iMac back in 2002. God, that brings back so many memories. Or was it 2003? As I remember at the time, it was about 2003, 2004. I can vaguely remember when I was browsing the internet on dial-up back in those days. I remember we had Safari version 1 because we were running Mac OS X Panther at the time. That was when it was just released, and we ran Panther on our iMac, and I was using Safari at the time. Or was it Jaguar? It might have been Jaguar, actually, now that I think about it. And we had Safari 1.0, and we used to use that to browse the internet back in the day. And God, that was so slow, but my God, those memories. And then I remember we got high speed in 2006, I think. That's when we got high speed, was in 2006. Anyway, long time ago. Excuse me. Had it since 2009, I have the same stick. Dad killed a computer like that. Huh. Yeah, we actually got a Windows 7 era computer in 2010, I think. Yeah, I think it was 2010. Because it was shortly after Windows 7 came out that my mom bought a brand new computer, a Lenovo Idea Center K300 series. And we still got that computer. It still works. It's really impressive for a cheap Lenovo consumer computer. It's a Pentium dual core. I think it's an E50-500 or something like that. With, I believe right now it's got like 5 gigs of RAM in it, some weird amount. And it runs Windows 10 just fine. It really is impressive. I'm really surprised by how well that computer has held up over the years. It's just a Socket 775 system. It's very late in the life of the Socket 775. And yet that computer still runs the latest Windows 10 with little problems at all. Like, it just runs really well. I'm serious. It just lasts. That's something you can't say very often about a home computer from the late 2000s. Still working today. But yeah, that little system is still holding on strong. I'm really impressed. It has the original hard drive, original motherboard, and everything on it's original. The only thing that's different is the RAM and that Wi-Fi card that sticks out of the front there with the USB ports on it. But yeah, still gets used pretty much regularly by my mother. She still uses it to watch DVDs and do all sorts of stuff with it. And it runs Office 2016, so it does all of her work and such. But yeah, it's been upgraded a lot over the years. It was running Windows 7 when we got it, and then in 2014 or 2015, probably 2014 if I had to remember correctly, we had to upgrade it to Windows 8 because Windows 7 had developed a problem where the Windows Media Player would start randomly scanning out for computers on the network, and thus would use all of the system's resources for itself, which was a bug in Windows 7. So we upgraded it to Windows 8, and then later 8.1, and then it ran Windows 8.1 Pro for the longest time until Windows 10 came out, and then we upgraded it to Windows 10 for free. And it's been running Windows 10 ever since, and it actually still runs it surprisingly well. I'm really surprised by how well that computer's held up over the years. Let me see what's in the chat here. Not too much, but yeah. Ashron's calling my kids in broadband. Oh my god. You know, that was back in the day when you actually could play Toontown. I remember playing that back in the day on my grandma's computer, and that was running Windows XP. We used to play Toontown on a Athlon 64. I think it was a 4000 plus with I think it was either 2 gigs or 3 gigs of RAM, and whatever integrated graphics that motherboard had at the time. And ran Windows XP from 2007 all the way up until 2012, I think it was. And then in 2012, the Asus motherboard died, which, no surprise, it's an Asus board. And then it got replaced with yet another Asus board, and it got upgraded to an Athlon 64, no, an Athlon 2 X2, and I think it was a 245, or no, it was a 220. Yeah, it was an Athlon X2 220. And it got upgraded to 4 gigs of RAM, and that ran Windows XP from early 2012 all the way up until late 2013 when we finally upgraded it to Windows 7. And then it ran Windows 7 all the way from 2013 all the way up until when it got its free Windows 10 upgrade in 2015. And then it's been running Windows 10 ever since. It did get a fresh install in 2016, I think it was, that I did a fresh install of Windows 10. And it's been running that particular install ever since then. This fucking wrapper is so sticky. God. I don't know what it is about these wrappers. They're just so sticky. Anyway. Just checking in on the chat here. Remember Dell store kiosk? Oh my god. Back when Dell was in the retail business. I remember that. Made Dell TVs. I still like to find one someday. I don't know what I'd use it for, but I remember V Westlife found a Dell TV W3000, I think it was, a long time ago. Dude, you're getting a Dell. Well, somebody gets that quote. And pit my Dell. So I actually have plans of wanting to upgrade the CPU in my $10 Pentium 4 computer. I'm actually going to upgrade it to a Pentium D 960 and see if it works. So that way I get a dual-core system and 64-bit. Because this motherboard in this computer is actually fairly high-end from its day. It's got 3 IDE channels, onboard RAID, surround sound audio, PCI Express. This motherboard is no joke. This thing would not have been cheap back in 2005. So this is a pretty high-end computer motherboard back in the day. So what's progress on the HP? It is on completing installation, approximately 23 minutes, although I doubt that's actually accurate, but we're on completing installation right now. It's about to start doing installing start menu items, I think it is. I still have my Tube HD TV. Oh my god, 130 pounds. Good lord. Jeez. I'd like to actually have a CRT HD TV, but my only CRT TV is outside my shed. And it's a 32-inch, and it's a behemoth. Of course, it's only standard definition, but the tube itself is pretty wore out, I would imagine. It's probably seen a lot of hours. But I guess it works. This is a 28-inch and it's bulky. Well, yeah, if it's an HD TV, man, I bet you that sucker's heavy. I can just barely lift the one that's out in my shed. I don't remember how heavy that one was. I think it was like 70 pounds. I just barely lift that thing, but then again, I have like no muscles, so that probably makes sense. Thank you for purchasing Windows XP Home Edition, even though I got this disc for free. We hope that you enjoy the many new features of this Windows version, which is out of support by Microsoft. What do you do, right? it is like hot in this house. It is like very hot. One of those little Mac 2s. What do you mean by little? Do you mean like the 2CI, 2CX, one of those, or that's what I'm curious about. You know, I'd actually like to have a 2CI or a 2CX someday, because those things are pretty neat. I actually have a Commodore 64. I'll go show you guys. I actually have a Commodore 64 myself. I've never actually shown it on video, but so I don't drop my... I'll come outside here real quick. There it is. There's my Commodore 64. It does work as far as I know. I just don't have an RF TV to use it with at the moment. Plus I don't have a switch box and all that sort of stuff. I don't have all that to make it work. And I believe somewhere in my boxes of crap I have a 1541 disk drive. And I think I got a C2N data set or something like that. I have all that somewhere. I just gotta remember where it was. Got an Apple II Plus. Oh god, I'd love to have an Apple II. Especially the II Plus. I bet you that's a sweet little machine. All the Ultimate games. Oh wow. That's cool. Bet you that's awesome. Anyway, we're on registering components at the moment. So it's doing its thing. I'm gonna sit back and relax here and try not to die in this house that's really freaking hot for some reason. Like that box fan over there in the window, that one there, that's running full blast, ejecting hot air outside. And then I got that fan running, and then there's the air conditioner running in the dining room, and that's got a box fan on top of that, blowing cold air. Of course, the rest of the house is cold, and my room's the hot one, because all the hot air tends to congregate in my room, because of course it does. So my room is like ridiculously hot. I'm actually thinking I'm probably going to switch this fan placement. I'm set right there, and then I'm going to have the air circulate going in there and out that way. I don't know. Well, I should give that a shot here real quick. So I can safely move this box fan here. I'm going to have to set you guys down real quick so I can do this. Probably end up shutting the computer off in the process, so I'm going to try not to do that. All right. I know you guys are looking at black for a moment, but give me just a sec. Set this fan in a different position, maybe. Oh yeah, there we go. And there we go. Now I don't have to have the fan blowing on me. Registering components. I don't know how much of a difference this fan is going to make, but it's not blowing air into my room. It's just kind of ejecting all the air out of my room. My case is like really friggin' sticky for some reason. I'm actually kind of curious. How much RAM is this using? Whoops. I glitched the title bar there. That's nice. Oh, it's not liking my mouse for some reason. Why are you not liking my mouse? I don't know. My mouse was working earlier. The mouse is not working now. Well, that's nice. Anywho. Guess I'll have to make do with the keyboard here. Only 34 megs free. Oh, not even that. Out of the 128 megs of RAM. This is why you don't run Windows XP on 128 megs of RAM. It just doesn't work very well. It looks like I'm going to have to fix the mouse because the mouse stopped working. So that's nice. Because see, stopped working. It's working earlier. Now it's not working. Oh well. I imagine when I restart the computer, it'll probably come back. Castle Wolfenstein, Beyond Castle Wolfenstein, Protoss, AppleWorks, Buck Rogers. Oh yeah, you got the whole lot, didn't you? Well, my goodness, you're lucky. Well, that stuff would be pretty cool to have, but I ain't got the room for it, unfortunately. As sad as that sounds, I just don't have the room. Well, while this finishes installing, I'm gonna go ahead and get to work. Here on installing the wireless card that I've been meaning to install in my HP workstation. Because I want to put it underneath my desk, but I need Wi-Fi. So, this thing, oh my god, it's so heavy. We're just going to pop the wireless card in here. Let's see, that can go right above here, inside of this blink, and that can go there. Now this slot can come out because it's bent, so whatever. And let's see, this slot link that can go down there. Got this freaking slot blink conundrum. That's always lovely to deal with. Okay. I gotta take the air compressor to this computer. It's got a bunch of hair in it, and it's kind of disgusting. So one of these days I'll have to do that. Anywho, bringing the Wi-Fi card down into the PCI Express slot. If I can actually reach down in here to get it in the slot. If I can get it into the slot, come on. There we go, kind of. For heaven's sakes. Why are we being so difficult? Or is this not going to fit? This card is so small, I might have to move all these fans out of the way. And maybe even the graphics card so I can get this thing to actually fit in the slot, but I think I got it. There we go. Alright. And the slot link's not in place. Of course it's not. It's bent. Of course it is. I love bending aluminum. It's my favoriteest thing in the world, bending aluminum. Alright, and just like that, if I reach down in here, I don't know why I still can't turn on my flashlight, but for some reason I can't. That's really annoying. There you can barely see there's a Wi-Fi card in there now to go alongside my really underpowered Quadro FX580, which is going to be replaced eventually with some upgraded Radeon card. Yeah, I remember Random Gaming in HD did a video just recently on HP XW6600. Well, this is my HP XW6600. It's got the dual Xeon E5450s, and underneath this RAM cooler fan here, you can see my system's got all 8 RAM slots populated. This has 10 gigabytes of ECC DDR2 667 megahertz memory in it, all in quad channel glory, because you cannot have a dual Xeon workstation without having quad channel RAM. That's why this machine still runs so freaking amazingly well today on Windows 10, which is seriously impressive for a computer from 2008. How much did it cost? This particular XW6600 of mine cost $100 on eBay, but retail, this thing would have cost over $5,000 brand new. So that's why Mac Pros were worth every bit of money that they were back in the day, because it was a godsend to get the specs you did for a pretty good value. But yeah, for $100, not bad. And this actually came with the base model 2.33 gigahertz Xeons, but I upgraded them in a previous video of mine. And this thing's been running sweet ever since. This thing is a very solid computer to work with. Of course, back in that time, Windows 10 was much worse than it was. It was very slow on this computer, and thus that's why I upgraded. But Windows 10's been getting a lot better over the years. There's only been 3, but over the months, all the many updates that Windows 10 has been through. And thus, it actually runs a hell of a lot better now than it did back in the day, back when Windows 10 was first released back in 2015. So it's actually feasible to run it on here now rather than Windows 7. But I did hold on to Windows 7 on this thing for a little while after Windows 10 started coming out. I waited until at least the 15.11 update before I actually upgraded and made the plunge. And then after that, it actually wasn't too bad. I still had to deal with a bunch of slowdowns, but it wasn't horrible, so I dealt with it. And plus, it was free, so I wasn't going to bitch about it too much. But I didn't get forced into an upgrade. I chose to do it myself. So in the end, it wasn't really all that bad. But yeah, this thing has got the beast of a 650 watt power supply in it. So I'm going to go back to using this thing as my daily computer, because I got rid of the AMD FX 8350 build, because the main reason why I got rid of it is because it ran so damn hot. Like, the FX 8350 in terms of heat output is no joke. Like, it is seriously hot. So I got rid of it. I got $370 out of it. My plan is I'm going to actually upgrade the graphics card in this thing, probably to a Radeon, probably an RX 460 or an RX 560. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided as to what I want to put into this thing. Because I could do a 550, but if I'm going to go that cheap, I just will get a GT 1030. And ultimately, I might end up getting a GT 1030 for this computer, because there's so little PCI Express bandwidth anyway that it really wouldn't make use of it. But I think it's more along the lines of the computer itself doesn't have enough PCI Express lanes to actually make use of it, but I don't know. To improve the appearance of visual elements, Windows will automatically adjust your screen resolution. Well, go ahead. Yes. Sweet. Not bad. Not bad. See if we get sound. I should have the speakers plugged in. I have these awesome Harman Kardon speakers that are Dell branded. Came with a lot of Dimension PCs back in the early 2000s. They're great speakers for test bench setups. Aw, no sound. I actually wonder if this has one of those goofy Dell-based setup programs that, or Dell-based installs of Windows that are like half broken, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Oh god, Bose Companion 2s. Oh, I would love to have some Bose Companion 2s. I heard those are some really nice speakers. Yes, this will connect directly through the network. I do not want to register at this time. Name is going to use this computer. And there we go. The computer is configured for Minternet access. Now let's see if this version of Windows actually installed correctly, or if it's just like half installed. Because one thing I know for sure, this disk that I used is probably not a complete install of Windows. It's like half broken, but it was a Dell branded CD. It's kind of ridiculous if you think about it. But I don't know. Only one way to find out. Let it load. This might take a while. Again, we're only dealing with 128 megs of RAM here, so it's like hot in my hat, so I'm gonna go and take my hat off here. Oh, cool. We actually did a full install of XP. That I was kind of worried about, but it looks like it actually worked. Good. English, Jordan. Good to go. More Mountain Dew. And there we are. Of course, this is a Dell install, so it's got Dell Solution Center in it, everybody's favorite program, but I'm actually really surprised. The 6735, when you install XP on it, it has the blue highlights underneath the text, kind of like how Windows 98 did it, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. This only has an Intel 810 chipset, so it's pretty crippled in terms of what it can actually put out in terms of resolutions and color depth. Only 24-bit is its maximum. But at the very least, we can at least increase the screen resolution, which is nice. I'm going to just do 1024 by 768 because this monitor natively supports that resolution. All it does is just put black bars up on the sides. But yeah, there we go. There's Windows XP. And it actually runs surprisingly well. Yeah, as you can see, 500 megahertz Celeron with 128 megs of RAM. Pretty much the minimum that you really would comfortably want to run Windows XP on, personally. At least with Service Pack 1. But as you can see, it seems to run just fine. 30 days left for activation. Even though I never had to put in a license key, of course. Well, that ought to be interesting. I also have to figure out why the sound's not coming out. I imagine it's probably the sound jack on the computer probably came loose or something. And it certainly popped, so I don't know. Let's figure it out. Huh. Excuse me. I wish I would have gotten the flashlight function of the live stream to work, but anywho, let's see here. It's set to the speaker output. I guess I'll try the blackjack here and try it again. Yeah, it's not playing any sound. Oh, I know why. It's playing out of the sound card on the bottom of the computer. That's why it's not working. That's why it's not working, because it's on the sound card. This has a second sound card in it. That's why I wasn't sure why it wasn't working at first. Okay, now it should be working. It wasn't it wasn't in the integrated audio. It was on the sound card. That's why it wasn't working. There we go. That's much better. Okay, now we go ahead and we can play all the Windows XP startup sound we want. Do. Windows Media. And here we go. Yay, that makes everybody feel better. Okay. There we go. Alright, so let's see if we can activate Windows over the internet. I doubt it. No, I don't want to register. Unable to establish a connection with the activation server. Alright, let's brute force our way in there. We'll just grab ourselves the phone activation system. We're in Uganda, so we need to call the Uganda number. No, I'm just kidding. United States. Okay, let's call the number here. Toll number. Definitely want to call the toll number. Alright. I don't even know if this thing makes phone calls, but we're about to try here. I don't even know if it works. Last time it wasn't working for some reason, so we're going to give it a go today. Yeah, it's just dead on the line. Well, rip that idea. Yeah, it did. It was working the other day when I was trying to make a phone call on this without a SIM card. It actually worked, but it's not working today for some reason. I don't know why that's the case, but whatever. Not even going to bother activating it on this computer. So let's see what version of Movie Maker this actually has. I think it's Movie Maker, yeah, 1.1. This has the older style Movie Maker on it. Only thing that's different is they just changed the branding. And I think they took out the Movie Maker Tour in this version as well, and they just changed it to having help topics and not an actual like Movie Maker Tour, which sucks. But oh well. So, yeah, I'm actually curious. Let's see if it actually has a IP address, because I don't know if that was affecting the activation earlier. IP config. And it does actually have an IP address. I'm really surprised. I guess it actually does work. What's your internet provider? I have CenturyLink. I'm not downloading an XP ISO. I already have XP. So I don't need to download one. But thank you. But I don't need the link. So I'm not downloading a pirated copy of Windows just for my video, because I already have a copy of Windows XP. I already have like hundreds of different XP CDs, so I don't really need to have another one. Plus, I have like hundreds of different XP keys that work, and I have a volume license copy of XP that doesn't require activation, so I'm pretty good. Anywho, well, let's see what we can do. Let's go try to download Firefox. I know the FTP link here, so ftp.mozilla.org/pub/releases/12.0, because that's the newest that will run on Windows XP Service Pack 1 is version 12. English US, if I can get the mouse over there. No, Firefox ESR will not work unless it has Service Pack 3. So I have to run Firefox 12 because it's not Service Pack 3. Service Pack 1, so I have to make do with what I have. The Ethernet card is actually not doing a half bad job. I'm really surprised. It's actually able to pull off surprisingly a decent amount of bandwidth. And there we go. Notice it's got the older style icons on it because this is Internet Explorer 6, a very early release of it, of course. Of course, the icons on the desktop don't show up until afterwards. That's nice. And there we go. I'm going to get Firefox going here. Alright, launch Firefox now. Even though that's probably a really terrible idea on 128 megs of RAM. Plug this in. Okay. We don't want to import anything. Alright, it wasn't as slow as I thought it was going to be. It was still pretty slow, but it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. The edges weren't quite rendered yet. Update your Firefox for the latest in speed and privacy. Well, I would if I was running a newer service pack, but I'm not. So if I go to About Firefox, it's going to tell me that Firefox is up to date. So it won't work. Have to wait. Anywho, so now that I've done that, we can actually go to Google. And there we are. So let's see what we can do here. Suppose I could try to do something. I don't know what. Using the internet on 128 megs of RAM. Yeah, wow, fast. Got that right. I actually remember back in the days when I needed a computer, I was actually using Google Chrome with Windows XP on a Pentium 2. And trust me, you do not know the definition of slow until you try to run Google Chrome on a Pentium 2 with 768 megs of RAM. It worked, but it was really slow. That was back when XP was supported in 2012, I think it was. That's when I was using it or something like that. Because my main computer died and I needed another computer, but I didn't have the money, so I just reused the Pentium 2. and my stream viewfinder is lagging once again because my phone is getting so hot. Let's see, I think that'll probably... Yep, it's lagging. Lagging hardcore, because of course it's going to. Alright, so we get to take another trip to the freezer room. Which means that I need to shut my fan off here so I can actually move my fan out of the way. Alright. Well, you guys get to go take another trip in the freezer because my phone's already back up to overheating again. Alright, be back in a few. Alright, well the lag's gone. Yay, that's great, because that was really getting annoying. It's still stuttering. Of course it's going to stutter. Let's put a cold Mountain Dew on the back. I'll probably fix it. Probably. Alright, well my lag with the viewfinder seems to have gone away, so that's a good thing. Of course, the stream cut off because I put it in the freezer, and that cuts off all the Wi-Fi connections. And obviously, cellular data does not work in the freezer because there's no networking, because it's all blocked off, so of course. Alright. Well, I guess we'll get back out of here. Move the fan back out of the way here. I'm actually going to set you guys back down real quick. Let's see if I can make something work here. Okay, so one thing I want to go check and see real quick, does this actually have a CD drive in it, or does it have a DVD drive? I think it's only CD drive, just make sure. I need to eject the XP disk anyway. Eject. Oh, you stupid optical drive, don't do this to me. You're such a pill. You have to like spam the eject button and physically grab the tray and pull it out, otherwise it won't eject. It's a pain in the ass. But yeah, CDRW drive, so. I had a stupid idea of trying Windows Vista on this, but it only has 128 megs of RAM, so I wouldn't get very far. Have you ever used Linux Lite 3? Yeah, I made a whole video about it on my YouTube channel. I used Linux Lite 3.8 on a Pentium 4. I just looked at the specs of the PC. I know what's in this. It's an Intel 810 chipset with a 500 megahertz Celeron with 128 megs of RAM. So that's everything I need to know. Besides, I doubt it's probably going to load on this computer anyway. Well, holy crap. I guess it actually did load. I guess the Windows version of this, I guess it's actually pretty basic. So. Anywho, see how that works. Apparently. Well, let's give her a go. I don't know if it's going to work on Windows XP Service Pack 1, but get Counter-Strike 1.6. I don't think that's going to run on Intel 810 integrated graphics. I don't think it's going to work very well. Well, I'll be damned. I'm actually really surprised that this at least runs the setup program, because not a lot of stuff works on XP Service Pack 1 anymore. So that actually genuinely surprises me. And of course, the mouse cord has to revolve around the fan cord, so of course. If a program crashes during detection, please send us the log file from my documents folder. I'll be sure to keep that in mind. Although more than likely, if anything's going to crash, it's just going to be Windows XP. And searching in a database. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, again, 500 megahertz Celeron, 810 chipset, 128 megs of RAM. Nothing fancy. Although, really surprisingly, I'm actually surprised that these are matching PC100 sticks. I'm really surprised to see that. I would have figured this would have been different, but anyway. This only runs on a 66 megahertz front side bus, hence the 66 megahertz thing here, so it's a very slow chip. Yes, I know. This version of Astra 32 is too old. Click here for check update. Okay, English, we go. Good English. Oh no, I froze everything. Oh, that's just great. Yes, exit. See what kind of update it brings up. Nope, it just loads the freaking website again. Doesn't even try to do that. Yeah, I don't know what game you're remembering about. I'm pretty sure I think I know what you're talking about, but yeah, it's not going to run on this computer either because, again, Intel 810 integrated graphics, it's just not going to work. And besides, it's really not worth my time. There are also more categories. I saw that, but it's not worth my time. And besides just the system information tool, there's really no benefit to it. There's nothing I'm going to get out of it, so. I'm actually surprised by how well it's running Windows XP. I'm really surprised. I mean, I know XP runs about the same as 98, if not a little faster. But I'm really surprised. It's staying pretty peppy, even with only 128 megs of RAM. Although it's because it's Service Pack 1, so I know why it's actually surprisingly capable. But it's really not doing all that bad. I would have figured it would have been struggling a little more than it is, but not bad. All right, let's open up the Dell Solution Center on a non-Dell computer. Let's see what that does. There we go. Help and support. Let's do this. It's probably just going to load the Windows help and support, if I had to guess. The link is broken. It's my favorite thing. Dell Online Support. Just take me there. Let's do this. To continue using Dell.com, please upgrade your browser. On June 30th, 2018, Dell implemented new features to protect data and privacy. These improved security measures mean that customers must use a supported browser and turn on TLS 1.2 in browser settings to shop on Dell.com. You need to have Internet Explorer 11, Opera 35, Safari 8, Edge, Firefox 47, good lord, and Firefox 48. Good lord. I mean, I can see why, but good God. It's ridiculous. Yeah, this only has TLS 1.0 support, so no surprises there. This can run the Dell website if I updated Firefox, but good lord, Firefox 47. Jesus Christ. That's ridiculous. Well, I guess no more browsing Dell.com on this browser. Let me try support.dell.com. Let's try that. Support.dell.com. Yeah, it says the same thing. So that sucks. I guess we can't go to support.dell.com on an old browser anymore. They blocked that. Although now we got to try it on Internet Explorer 6. Let's see if we get a nice, lovely error message. Let's give that a go. I bet you we'll get very far. Do-do-do-do. Oh yeah, it's definitely slowing down. You can definitely tell it's slowing down. Alright, let's see here. Support. Oh, low battery. Of course. Knowing my phone, low battery. Even though I've plugged in several times during the stream. Let's see. Does this even work at all? Nope. Let's not even try to load it. We'll just load the CenturyLink thing, because of course it doesn't. Because I definitely need help with my freaking web address. Because this is definitely what I wanted when I want to go to support.dell.com. Just take me to the CenturyLink. Yeah, it just doesn't even try. Internet Explorer just sucks so hard. It just redirects me to the CenturyLink page. Freaking, that's hilarious. Oh, shut up. Okay. Can IE7 run off Service Pack 1? No. You need Service Pack 2 in order to run Internet Explorer 7. All right, here we go. Probably gonna get the CenturyLink. Oh, nope, not even. No surprise there. Not even close. But no, you have Service Pack 2 to have Internet Explorer 7 or Internet Explorer 8 for that matter. What else can we do? Not a whole heck of a lot really in Windows XP Service Pack 1. I suppose you can check out Media Player, see if it's Media Player 8 or 9. Oh, it's Media Player 8. Wow. Oh, God. What if this has the sample song that XP comes with? I don't think so. Because I know at least Service Pack 0 of Windows XP has the Like Humans Do song. But I think Service Pack 1, they took that out in favor of the other sample songs. As far as I know. So all you get is the news stories and such. Which this thing can happily play. But we've already heard all that stuff before. Those keys actually work. I'm really surprised. Oh, he's got to go. Alright, well, we'll catch you later. Let's see. I don't know what else to do, at least at the second. So we'll have to figure that out, I suppose. Oh, what's in my chair now? Just crap. So, is there anything else that we can probably do while we're on the stream? Because otherwise I'm going to probably go hop into a shower here, and then I'm going to hook up my HP XW6600 to my setup, and then after that I actually don't know. So, but I figure I'll probably get some stuff done. You can go to that old game demo site and try games if you want. I don't know how many of them will actually run, because again, we're crippled in the memory department, but it's worth a shot, I suppose. We can go bring up another Mountain Dew here, and we'll give it a shot. Although I imagine I'll probably have to go to at least Service Pack 2 just to get an up-to-date web browser. Not the worst thing in the world, but I'd have to go get Firefox ESR 52.9, but that's going to require XP Service Pack 3. So, I suppose it is what it is, though. I'll go and set you down here if I can, if the charger cord is going to let me do that. I'm actually kind of curious. Can we go to... Does eBay still support Firefox 12? That'd be interesting. Oh yeah, sure enough. Yeah, eBay started loading right away. Really surprised to see that. Of course, I have to wait for it to load here, but yeah. Look at that. It's really slow, but eBay loads with no errors. That is impressive. I'm really surprised to see that. Oh, maybe a little bit of error. Yeah, eBay is very slow. eBay is running very slow right now. It works, but it's just really slow. So, no surprises there. eBay is a pretty bloated website, just like CNN is, but I'm not going to try CNN because I know that's going to cause Firefox to crash and burn. But eBay seems to load. If you're patient, it does work. Oh, he was saying load Service Pack 3 on the HP. Service Pack 3 will run on 128 megs of RAM, but it won't run well. It will work, but it won't run very well. See if I can sign into eBay here. Oh, goodness. Hi, itch. Ugh. Yeah, I signed into eBay, and it's loading. Not a problem. Not a problem. If you need to check your eBay, you're good to go on this system. It's working pretty well. Like, look at this. absolutely no formatting errors on Firefox 12. I kid you not. That is crazy. I guess eBay's site really isn't all that complicated to begin with, so. Oh, we all know how YouTube's gonna go, so I'm not even gonna try that yet. But yeah, it's not gonna scroll very nicely, because obviously there's a bunch going on, but there you go. There's that iPad Pro I bought, by the way, for those who are just tuning in and didn't see the first stream. We'll actually go pull it up right now, because why not? Because why not? But as you can see, it is very slow. It does take a long time for things to load, but there's no formatting errors. Okay, well, for some reason it put in a generic stock photo for some reason. I don't know why eBay did that, but... Let's see, can we go increase the screen resolution? Let's go actually take it up to 1280 by 1024. So that way we can actually see the ad from a little bit more resolution here, because that's about the limits of the integrated graphics on this computer is 1280 by 1024. Come on, computer, you can do it. There we go. It's definitely taking it hard with 128 megs of RAM. It's definitely not liking it, but oh, come on. There we go. It is working, but it's very slow. Oh, come on. You can do it. There we go. We made it. Hey. We're not doing half bad, I suppose. Still loading something. I would not really know what, but see if we can load a picture here. Oh yeah. Oh, it quit responding there for a split second. But it's doing it. It's doing it. I'm really surprised. It's not even using all that much hard drive. I was be surprised if the hard drive light wasn't stuck on solid right now. But it's doing it. Maybe it's just funny if it just gave up and turned off. Yeah, that'd be funny. But yeah, I guess given enough time, it will actually work. Oh, oh yeah, there it would stop responding. Rip. It stopped responding. Watch it blue screen. Yeah, this is Service Pack 1 XP, so it wouldn't surprise me if it actually did blue screen, but let's see if we can pull up the full screen image here. Let it sit for a second. Seconds up. I'm funny. Oh, it finished loading the web page. It actually finished loading the web page. 128 megs of RAM versus 2018. Yeah, you won't get very far with that. Oh, hey! It actually rendered it. No way! Ha! That's awesome. It actually did it. But I pressed the X button, so it's trying to re-render the whole page. But it actually pulled up the picture. It took forever, but it actually did it. Not bad for an old 500 megahertz Celeron with 128 megs of RAM running Windows XP. Wow. But there you go. It sure loaded it. Yep, and the little bar went away. Come on, come back. There you are. Click on that picture. Oh god, what happened to the thumbnail preview? Oh, that is just too small. The phone can't even focus on it. Good lord. Oh, I think it's trying to render the next image. I think that's what it's trying to do. Come on, you celery. You can do it! Oh goodness, the hard drive light's on. Oh, yep, there it goes. I don't know what image it's rendering. Oh, there. Okay, now it's rendering the next one. Yeah, you can see that 500 megahertz Celeron being put to work here. We are getting very far here. Oh my goodness. I imagine if it even had just the slightest bit of a RAM upgrade, even from 128 to 192 megabytes, that would help immensely. It would still be crippled by the Celeron, but even having 192 megs of RAM over 128 would make a huge difference with XP. And that would probably be the difference between actually getting this website to work at a faster pace or not. So, oh, it is definitely not wanting to render that image at a reasonable pace. Oh, God. Hard drive light is now on pretty consistently, as you can see. It's pretty consistent. It hasn't stopped responding yet. So it's quite surprising. Archive.org/details/classic PC games. Well, I might not be able to go to it if it's stuck trying to render an image on eBay. Oh, excuse me. I might not be able to make it over there. Period, because I'm running Firefox 12. Which I'm still honestly surprised to see that it even loads eBay and actually load it with no errors. I'm really surprised to see that. But, yeah, it doesn't appear like it wants to load this picture properly. For some reason, it's kind of stuck. So, that's not the fault of the website, it's the fault of the computer. Alright, let's see if I can load the final image here in the library of pictures. So the website's trying to load, but the lack of RAM is not helping it. But it is trying its damnedest to do it. That was the last picture, so I'm disregarding that. Yep, there it goes. It's very blurry, but you can kind of see what it's trying to do. Very blurry, though. Yeah, image rendering is not this thing's strong suit. I think we figured that one out already. I'm really surprised it even rendered the first picture properly, given enough time we waited. I'm really surprised that actually worked out. But yeah, this website would probably work a lot better if it had more RAM. But at least right now, it seems to work just fine. At least it works well enough. Alright, well, that's enough waiting on eBay to try to render images here. Oh, there it is. I just had to move the mouse. There it is. Yeah, there's that iPad Pro I bought. This thing is like mint from the back. There are absolutely no marks on this iPad. I mean, that's just a smudge on the screen, so obviously that's not on the iPad itself, but this thing is mint. Hey, it's free, and if it works, who cares? I paid $600 for this, so I don't think you can say it's free, necessarily. Just saying. I paid $600 for that iPad. So. And given enough time to press escape, it does escape. Oh, the computer. Yeah, I guess that is true. I did get the computer for free, so I can't complain. It is doing the job. It is loading eBay, so really it's amazing it's even getting this far. It really is amazing it's getting this far. Oh my, it just doesn't want to. It just doesn't want to scroll. Oh, this poor computer. I should probably quit doing this, putting it in through this misery. All right, so what was that link that I was being sent? Archive.org. Classic PC games. See how long it takes to load. Oh, it's found it. It's found the website. I'll see how long it takes to load here. And there's 100 minutes hit on the stream. Woohoo! See how many formatting errors we'll encounter here. Surprisingly, not a lot of formatting errors at the moment. At least as far as I can see. Not bad. I want to play that game. Johnny Abbott's Sex Adventure is my favorite game. We'll play that. No, I'm just kidding. Not quite. Halo Combat Evolved demo. Well, I have the full version, so there's no point in downloading that. Quake, that'd probably run, but it's probably not very well. Doom would run, I know that for a fact. Mario and Luigi, maybe. F-16 multi-role fighter demo. Age of Empires, The Rise of Rome demo. Sure, why not? Age of Empires would probably be this computer's strong suit because it doesn't have a graphics card. And it's such a crippled amount of RAM. So let's see if we can do Age of Empires. Publication date, 1998. That was when this machine was built, was 1998, so makes sense. Get an era-appropriate game. Let's get the zip. Let's get the zip downloaded here. All right, let's save the zip. Yeah, I'm still really surprised. This is doing as well as it's doing. I'm really surprised. I cannot English either. But man, this thing is pulling through surprisingly well. I just don't know how it's doing it. It is usable though. That's what matters. It is usable. But barely usable. Barely usable. Oh my goodness, it is not liking it now. Yeah, for 20 years old, yeah, I'm really surprised. This thing is still managing to pull through. I don't know how it's doing it. I really don't know how it's doing it. It's not liking it now. It's definitely slowing down. But it's working. It is doing it. What? What do you mean there's no files to extract? Oh, that's nice. It got corrupted on the download. That's nice. I guess that's a bad archive then. I don't want to install some torrent software on this, and it probably wouldn't even work, because again, XP Service Pack 1. Oh, well, I tried. We tried. So, it is what it is. So, wow, I'm really surprised. I suppose if you actually upgraded the RAM to at least 256 megabytes, you could actually use XP on this machine. It wouldn't run great, far from it, but you could at least run XP on this thing and get some work done. It is functional for that, so that really is surprising. Although I guess I shouldn't be too surprised, because XP was designed around computers like this, unlike Vista. Although that wasn't necessarily Microsoft's fault, it was their developers' fault, because they didn't know what the hell they were doing. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and stream, or cut the stream to a close here, because I can't English for one thing, but I'm getting pretty sore on my feet, and I want to sit down, and I want to get back to using my computer, so... and put this thing out of its misery and shut it down. Although it really wasn't being pushed all that hard, but still. So, we'll shut her down. So appreciate you all coming into the stream. I know it's kind of an off-timed stream, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens next week, I guess, or later this weekend. So, there we go. Alright, yeah, that's true.